Foaled in 1985, Westburn Grant was by Land Grant, a Queensland-based American stallion from a fast New Zealand mare, Westburn View. Raced throughout his career by New Zealand breeder Barney Breen and his wife Colleen in partnership with Vic and Margaret Frost. It was Westburn Grant who was responsible for resurrecting the career of Vic Frost, a 5-time winner of the Harold Park Drivers' Premiership and the first reinsman to drive a century of winners in a season in Australia. Vic had dominated the sport in his home state in the 1970s, but was in semi-retirement until Westburn Grant catapulted him back into the limelight in the late 1980s and early 1990s.
Well, how long did it take before you realised that perhaps there was something special?
Well, actually, Glenn actually broke him in and gated him up and educated him at the trials, and he drove him in his first 5 or 6 race wins. And it was, you know, quite early in the piece when he thought that he was going to be a real good horse. I can remember one day he come off the track there and he gave us the thumbs up and he said, you know, Margaret and I were both there, and he said, this horse is going to be good. So, you know, he knew then that he was going to be good. He only ever had 3 starts as a 2-year-old and he won them all. And when he went into the 3-year-old year, well, he won most of those too. Like, you know, although I got beat on him in Melbourne, having his my first race drive on him actually in Melbourne. Rockley Victory beat me down there.
Well, see, that's out of all his wins, I think he won, what, 7 or 8 in a row initially, and then to be beaten on him at Moonee Valley. What did you think then? Did Glenn almost have the permanent driving of the horse?
Well, actually, I thought he might have sacked me off the horse then.
It was to be a particularly strong crop of 3-year-olds. Spot had strung together wins in the Harold Park Guineas and a heat of the Victoria Derby before taking on the likes of Rockley Victory and Double Wipe in the final of the Victoria Derby.
250 out, pulling out plenty. He found 3 metres to Double Wipe. He's under pressure. Westburn Grant shot away on the turn, 220 out though. It's Motor Power boxing on from All Meter Boy, then Kingston Low on the outside. At the 100 it's all Westburn Grant. Vicky Frost is jigging in the cart. He's 6 metres clear and holding Double Wipe. Then Kingston Low, Emperor Nero, All Meter Boy boxing on for the minors, but it's a big win to Westburn Grant. Westburn Grant wins at about 8 metres to Double Wipe.
Well, I think he's got a big future. Like, you know, if everything sort of, you know, if he stands up okay and continues to come up later on again, but you know, we've got quite big plans for him.
Westburn Grant returned to Sydney for his home states derby. The race was billed as a classic Sydney versus Melbourne showdown. Westburn Grant and the Bob Knight-trained Rockley Victory.
As they come up towards the 675 metre mark now, Rockley Victory didn't handle that corner all that well, and Westburn Grant gets away. They went the second quarter, 29.3. Westburn Grant in front. Rockley Victory's gone. He's now dropping out of it. Kingston Low getting up on his inside, but look at Westburn Grant. He's got away now by 3 lengths on Rockley Victory. Then Kingston Low. Al Ainsley's coming from well back. It's probably going to run second, but as they go to the 400 now, it's all Westburn Grant. Vic Frost at his brilliant best. He leads now by 7 lengths into second, Al Ainsley, third Rockley Victory and Kingston Low. But it's a one-act affair, the final of the New South Wales Pacers Derby at the 200, and Westburn Grant, he must be the best part of 35 metres in front of Al Ainsley. And clap him, ladies and gentlemen, because this 3-year-old is an out-and-out champion. As he comes down to the post, Westburn Grant is going to win by an absolute mile. 40 metres on the line, I'd reckon. Second, Al Ainsley. Rockley Victory's going to hang on for third in front of Kingston Low.
After winning the Victorian one and the New South Wales Derby, then we decided to go to Christchurch and have a crack at the John Brandon series, which was quite a bit of money, and he had the 3 races over there. So, he won the 3 of those, so and scored a big bonus in the meantime. So it was really good, and we wanted to do it for Barney because he'd been coming here and watching me race here. So it was a bit of an honour for him to go there and win the Derby on his own soil.
Race up towards the bend, 400 metres to go. Westburn Grant, he's cruising. He's a length and a quarter clear. Bardolino next. Hammer right in behind the leaders. Had the good drag if he gets a break. Wider out on the track, but flat to the boards as Captain Lee. Inky Lords had to come 5 wide. Round the bend for home now. And Westburn Grant says goodbye to them at the 200. He's out by 4 lengths already. Coming after him, Bardolino hammers hard at work, and he's had the best run. Further out to Captain Lee and Inky Lord, but down to the post. What a horse this is. Westburn Grant, congratulations to Barney Breen and Vic Frost. A great performance, out by 7 lengths at the line.
It had been a long and arduous campaign for Westburn Grant, returning to Exeter, Vic and Margaret Frost's home base in the New South Wales Southern Highlands, for a short let-up before lining up for a tilt at his 4th derby in the season. It was the Australian Derby at Bankstown, but the combination of a second-line draw, a wet track and tiredness and Rockley Victory afflicted a rare defeat on the budding superstar.
Rockley Victory's kicked away on the turn. Westburn Grant's battling on. Double White third and a good break to the others. But Rockley Victory is well clear in the straight. Westburn Grant can't make up any leeway. Double White's battling on in 3rd spot, but Rockley Victory's going to win his 3rd derby. Good go for 2nd. Double White will get up for 2nd, but it's Rockley Victory coming right away. And Rockley Victory has beaten Double White. Westburn Grant 3rd.
Westburn Grant ended his 3-year-old year with 11 wins from 13 starts. Subsequently, Spot was announced Australia's Harness Horse of the Year of 1989, thus becoming only the 2nd 3-year-old to achieve that feat. Westburn Grant didn't return to the track until November of his 4-year-old season, breaking the track record in Canberra with a 156.8 mile rate win, and then it was time to find out just how much the son of Land Grant and Westburn View had matured. It was time to tackle the best of all age groups in Australia's premier sprint race, the Miracle Mile. Westburn Grant ran his first quarter in a record 26.2.
Down the back they go to the 400 mark in the Miracle Mile. Westburn Grant the leader. Thor Raiders outside his wheel now. Earth Station 3 deep on the fence. Luxury Liner, then Jody's Babe under pressure, followed by Koala Sunrise. Here comes Thor Raiders coming after Westburn Grant, and they've drawn clear of Earth Station and Luxury Liner. Westburn Grant 2 metres in front as they turn for home over Thor Raiders. They look to have it between them, although Luxury Liner is running on well, but Westburn Grant shot away. Oh, this is a super horse. Westburn Grant has left Thor Raiders standing. What a win. Vic Frost wins his 2nd Miracle Mile. This is a horse and a half. Westburn Grant beat Thor Raiders. 3rd Jody's Babe.
A true champion, as you say, has got to have everything. He's got to have the speed. He's got to have the stamina to go with it. You've got to be able to use him probably a couple of times in a race, and he's got to have a good head about him. So, Westburn Grant's got all of those, and that Miracle Mile, that first Miracle Mile, I think Thor Raiders held me out round the first turn for the first 2 furlongs, and we went 26.2 for the first 2 furlongs, so around Harold Park, which is a phenomenal effort, really. It's never been done before, and I don't know whether it'll ever be done again, I don't think.
He was now the rising prince of the sport. Fans flocked to see the powerhouse pacer in the MH Truer Memorial at Bankstown.
Luxury Liner, Jody's Babe hooked to the outside, and then Butcher's Mate and Thor Raiders taking off, but Westburn Grant, he said, let's go, and away he goes. Westburn Grant 3 in front on the bend, Love to Spare 2nd, Jody's Babe further out, and then Thor Raiders. Westburn Grant's in front, getting near to the line. He's getting a little bit tired, but he's got a good break on Jody's Babe, and Sovereign Cloud flashing up, but Westburn Grant wins the big one. Westburn Grant from Jody's Babe, close for 3rd, Sovereign Cloud will Love to Spare. Then
only 2 hours later, Westburn Grant headed to Melbourne by float, then flew to Perth for the Rich Gold Nugget Series for 4-year-olds. Taking no harm from the trip, Westburn Grant scored an effortless win in the 2nd Gold Nugget Prelude at Gloucester Park on December the 8th, running his last half mile in 56.2 seconds, the fastest final half mile ever recorded on that track. Westburn Grant was even more awesome in the $106,000 final on December 15th.
With 500 to run in the Nugget final, it's Westburn Grant well under restraint, leading 2 lengths. Whitby Timer is about to get into the clear and should sprint home well. Julian Doe's gone. It's Motor Power around them, moving to 3rd from Sukara on the fence. All a Dream is right off the course. Further back, the Storm Boy, Mazzini Magic, and the rest are hopeless. 29 to the 3rd section. And the leader, Westburn Grant, by a length and a half. Whitby Timer is trying ever so hard. About 4 lengths away, Sukara. And then further back to All a Dream and Mazzini Magic. But Westburn Grant is well out in front. And you are looking at or listening to the future of harness racing in the form of a super horse. Westburn Grant by 3 lengths. Whitby Timer a great run 2nd to get so close. About 3 lengths away 3rd. Sukara, I'd say.
A shock failure in the WA Cup in the new year, Spot then ventured to Adelaide. South Australians got their first live glimpse of the stallion in the $100,000 Foundation Cup. He didn't let his fans down, shattering the track record.
31.1 the second quarter. Here he comes, Westburn. Almeida Boy led. Westburn Grant and Vic Frost have cruised up on the outside. They come away from them. 10 metres away in the field route for Youngblood. Then Crafty Gent. Further back, Whirly Dream into the clear off the back. And Westburn Grant got 2, 3 metres clear. Almeida Boy sticking with him for the moment. 10 metres away, Rufus Youngblood trying hard. Well clear of Whirly Dream. Westburn Grant, he leads into the straight 3 or 4 metres. Almeida Boy trying hard. Rufus Youngblood further back, but Vic Frost and Westburn Grant are clearing away on the straight. Almeida Boy trying hard, but Westburn Grant, too good, 4 metres. Second Almeida Boy, 8 metres away, Rufus Youngblood.
Westburn Grant was found to be suffering from a back ailment, which had restricted his track work since the Perth Summer Carnival. It took its toll on the horse, and although far from disgraced, was unplaced in the 1990 Victoria Cup and remained without a win during his 4 races at the Adelaide Inter-Dominion Carnival. Westburn Grant started favourite in the final. Thus began Westburn Grant's courageous battle with injuries.
Westburn Grant last and can't win. Jane Allen in front. Gaelic Skipper's going to get right up on the inside. Jane Allen in front. Coming out at Thorate. Gaelic Skipper running on strongly. On the turn in the Inter-Dominion. Thorate goes to the front. Jane Allen can't go on. Thorate's in front. Coming hard, Gaelic Skipper. Thorate in front of the Inter-Dominion. And Thorate's going to win. Thorate wins it by 5 metres. Second placing goes to Gaelic Skipper. We earn a chief third. Then Westburn Grant, Jane Allen, Rockley Victory, all a dream. Kylie 0.
I know in a lot of his races he's been hurting, like, you know, in his legs and that, and, you know, and probably muscles and all over. I mean, you know, when you get to the end of any strenuous exercise, I mean, your body starts to hurt, and I know his hurts, and you know, that's what the true champion is. He goes through that pain barrier and keeps going.
Westburn Grant was restricted to just 13 starts as a 5-year-old, but won 9 races and $606,000 in stakes. It was the season he passed the $1 million barrier. He was Grand Circuit champion and crowned Australia's Harness Horse of the Year. After a long spell, and now a 5-year-old, Westburn Grant was back for another tilt at the Grand Circuit. After a first-up win in September, Vic Frost wanted his champion to be at his top for the Queensland Championship at Albion Park on October the 10th. With 4 runs and 3 wins under his belt, the scene was set for the champ to return to the Grand Circuit.
Third quarter, 29.3. It's Westburn Grant in front past the 300. Frost sneaked to look over his shoulder. Her station about to work into the clear. Then Rolliella, Thorate and Rufus Youngblood, but Westburn turns in front. Westburn Grant clear of her station. Then Rolliella and Bryden Duke, but it's all the champ. Westburn Grant is set for a very easy win. At the judge, Westburn Grant scores by 2. Her station second, third, probably Bryden Duke from Thorate.
After reeling off victories in the Pacers Australia Legends at Moonee Valley and the Italian Cup at Harold Park, then an unplaced effort in Almeida Boys Australian Pacing Championship, Westburn Grant was ready to become only the second dual winner of the Miracle Mile. He started a 6-4 favourite from gate 2.
He goes up the lead by a half length on Sinbad Bay, and Thorate's down on the inside. Up there with it Defoe, and also through the centre, Tight Connection. Pretty tight into the first corner, but no problems. And the favourite Westburn Grant in front. Leads out by 1 length on Thorate second, and Sinbad Bay goes up on the outside to join it. Another length away came Tight Connection on the hammer of Sinbad Bay. A length and a half away to Defoe, and burn off in the early stages as they went that quarter in 27.3 was, of course, Almeida Boy. On the top corner they go, and Westburn Grant in front, with Frost having a sustained peep over that right shoulder. He leads by only a half neck now on Sinbad Bay. Thorate's down on the inside. Around the outside next was Tight Connection. Another length or so away on the outside Defoe, and a length and a half away last was Almeida Boy. Into the straight they come, and Sinbad Bay is up pressuring the favourite Westburn Grant, which is just in front. They come to the next blue light. Second quarter, they've gone in 29.6. Third, Thorate. It's on the inside of Tight Connection, then Defoe, and Almeida Boy is last of all. On the side of the track, and Sinbad Bay and Westburn Grant matching strides. They're a length in front of Thorate. Then on the outside, Tight Connection, another length away to Defoe, and a length and 3/4 away. Last was Almeida Boy. Down the back they go, and Westburn Grant in front by 2 metres on Sinbad Bay under some pressure. Thorate getting up on the inside, then Tight Connection, Defoe and Almeida Boy. They go inside the 400, that quarter in 28.3, and Westburn Grant in front. He leads by a length on Thorate. Tight Connection around the outside, Sinbad Bay the centre, then Defoe and Almeida Boy. They're about to corner, and Westburn Grant, Frost has held them up as they corner. He leads by a length on Sinbad Bay. Over on the inside, Thorate, Tight Connection, Defoe and Almeida Boy, but Westburn Grant has kicked halfway down the straight. Vic Frost said go, and Westburn Grant starts to come away. Westburn Grant's too good for them. Oh, it's tight for second and third. Defoe has hit the line, locked together with Almeida Boy. Thorate fourth. Then came Sinbad Bay.
Taking 0.3 of a second off Popular Arms track record, Westburn Grant stopped the clock at 1:55 and 6, and his career earnings were boosted to over $1.1 million. A second to Thorate in the Truer Memorial at Bankstown, it was off again to Perth, again being floated to Melbourne and flying to the west for the Benson and Hedges Cup Series. Beaten by Sinbad Bay in the first round prelude, then recording a 156.7 victory in the next round, Westburn Grant started favourite in the $290,000 final on January the 4th, 1991.
The field as they race down the home straight, and Westburn Grant is doing it easily. With 2 circuits left to travel, he's got away with a lead time of 68.4 seconds. Nothing happening at the moment, although Knight is about to go now 3 wide on Sinbad Bay as Westburn Grant takes them to the back. A lap and 3/4 out, he led by a length and a half on Village Kid. In on the fence, Third Amendment, followed on the outside next of all then by Nero's Idol, who's 1 out and 1 back, covering its motor power. Sinbad Bay starting to gain ground, 3 wide around Via Valencia. On the fence, Kerry and Chipmont starts a move, and Speedy Cheval has got back to last of all as they swing off the back straight, and first quarter of the last mile in 30 seconds even. I bet you Vic Frost didn't think he'd get away with as much as he has. It's Westburn Grant leading about 3/4 of a length, but the freakish Tasmanian Sinbad Bay has strode to second. On the fence, third is Amendment. On the outside, Village Kid, he's had a fairly tough run. On the rails, it's Motor Power, then Nero's Idol. Out wide is Chipmont. The sparks are starting to fly now. On the rails next to Kerry, and then Via Valencia, Speedy Cheval, 27.5. The second quarter, the half in 57.5. The 2 mighty prize fighters slugging it out for the title of #1. It's Westburn Grant about a neck. Sinbad Bay on the outside lays down the gauntlet. A length and a half to Amendment, followed then by Village Kid. He's under extreme pressure now, Willie. On the fence, it's Motor Power, and then followed by a Kerry and Speedy Cheval, and the rest headed by Via Valencia. 28.5 the third quarter. Some of these sectionals are unbelievable. At the 250, the pressure is going on. Westburn Grant about 3/4 of a length on Sinbad Bay, trying to lift. Getting up on the fence now is a Kerry, and followed around the outside by Amendment. A Kerry and broke. Down the outside, it's Motor Power, and Westburn Grant has raced away. The Pacing Cup is all over. Westburn Grant's demolishing them. Sinbad Bay battling on from Amendment. Oh, but Westburn Grant's made a one-act affair.
It's just tremendous. We love the horse, and Vic, you know, put so much time in on him, as you know, and it was just a great feeling.
Well, without question, this horse is the best in Australasia, isn't it?
Well, you know, I mean, that's for somebody else to say, like, you know, but I mean, we think he's the best.
Tragedy struck just days later. Westburn Grant broke his leg in a freak track work accident, and it appeared his career was finished.
I was working him on Fremantle, and the leg just sort of broke. His pastern snapped, and we took him to the university over there, and that's where he stayed for about the next 6 or 8 weeks.
It was tragic news in the harness racing industry. The sport needed an ambassador such as Westburn Grant. Without him, there was a tinge of sadness. The Frosts said prayers for their hero, and the gods answered their requests.
At the time that it happened, we didn't think that he'd ever race again. Although John Yovich, the vet that operated on him, said quietly and confidently, he said, oh yes, he'll get back to the races and he'll win. you know, I wasn't quite so sure, to be honest. I thought, well, if he lives, I'll be happy. If I get back to the races, that'll be a miracle. That's what I felt at the time. His first start back after that operation was his run in Newcastle in the Carlton Flying Mile, and which he drew outside of Thorate, who's one of his arch rivals, which have been there for years. And we went very hard in that race. I think we went 155.6, and Westburn Grant was still able to sit outside of Thorate and come away and win. So that was his first run back after breaking his leg in Perth. So it was really a milestone in his career at that point.
Westburn Grant was narrowly beaten at his next run, but it was a courageous performance, beaten in world record time, and it was to set up the first of many memorable clashes with the Iron Horse Franco Ice in the Queensland Pacing Championship.
Franco Ice and Westburn Grant straighten up. Westburn Grant takes the lead. Westburn Grant put his head in front of Franco Ice, who battles back. It's Westburn Grant in front. Franco Ice coming again. Franco Ice and Westburn Grant. Franco Ice kicked. He's too good, the Kiwi. Franco Ice fought back. He outstayed Westburn Grant. He beat him.
Unplaced in a memorable Pacers Australia Legends at Moonee Valley in a track record 155.8, Spot ventured to Launceston for the Australian Pacing Championship. Once again, he proved his greatness with a track record mile rate of 157.3.
And Odds Torado was last. Now they apply the real pressure inside the last 800-metre mark, and it was Westburn Grant still by about a neck. In second place, Franco Ice. They're followed by Almeida Boy coming around them to go up to make the line of three. Franco Tiger can get out of his good enough. Generators being hard driven. Kotari Kiwi was the next one. They're followed by Pappy McCoy. Thorate gets up on the fence. Further back then came Scarface Adios, and the last one was Odds Torado. Franco Ice applying plenty of pressure to Westburn Grant. They've got 400 to go. In third place, Almeida Boy, trouble there, a scrimmage. Generator came back and flattened half the field. At the top of the straight, it's still Westburn Grant defying the opposition. Franco Ice can't go on. Almeida Boy coming down the centre of the track, and Franco Tiger when the race is over. But Westburn Grant, this mighty champion, Vic Frost has raced away, and Westburn Grant will win the championship. Westburn Grant leads all the way, a mighty performance. Won it by 3 lengths. Franco Tiger was second, Franco Ice was third. Then came Almeida Boy, who couldn't sprint. And
starting a beaten favourite when shooting for a record third win in the Miracle Mile, Westburn Grant then clashed with his great rival Franco Ice in the 1991 Trua Memorial. Really, this night there should not have been a loser.
Here's a great clash with Westburn Grant getting his head in front. Franco Ice is battling back. Westburn Grant ahead in front. Franco Ice is kicking again. Westburn Grant, Franco Ice. They hit it. Franco Ice kicked again to win. Franco Ice, I reckon, a nose to Westburn Grant and a mighty finish.
Westburn Grant then made his third trip to Perth, the scene where he almost lost his life 12 months before. But on the eve of the second round of heats, once again, tragedy stalked the Frosts. Vic and Margaret were confronted with news that their youngest son, Gary, had died in tragic circumstances at the family home. Vic and Margaret returned home to make arrangements for their son's funeral. Westburn Grant was left in the care of John Jovich, the vet who saved his life and career almost 12 months to the day. Even Westburn Grant must have felt the severe blow to the Frosts. He raced well below his best in the Cup Prelude. Vic and Margaret considered scratching the horse from the $310,000 Benson & Hedges Cup on January the 3rd, 1992. But their eldest son Glenn encouraged them to start, convincing them it was exactly what his late brother would have wanted. Westburn Grant was the sentimental favourite for the Cup. The thoughts and prayers of everyone was with the Frost family. It had been a horrible start to the new year. Westburn Grant started at 10-1. His arch-rival Franco Ice was unbeaten in 3 starts in Perth and was a short-priced favourite.
Westburn Grant in front, the lead time 65.1, and that's humming. Inside 2 circuits to travel, and Westburn Grant led a neck, but Franco Ice immediately on the scene. Frost and Ice, what a double. A length and a half to Imprimatur on the inside of Defoe, sitting in the sweet seat, 1 out and 1 back. The Storm Boy covers up Son of a Guest from Headliner. In on the rails, just 1 better at the head of the others, leg before. Further back to Ballantyne, Zakara has got the job in front of him from round there. The West Australian Hobie's second from last, and John Owen is at the rear of the field. 31 seconds even the first quarter of the last mile, and the superstar from the Shaky Isles, Franco Ice, has put his head in front of Westburn Grant, but Frost has still got the New South Wales star travelling okay. Turning into the straight now, 900 to run. Franco Ice narrowly over Westburn Grant on his inside. Defoe has got the nice charmed run. Gee, he's coiled up, ready to strike. In on the rails is Imprimatur, followed by the Storm Boy, then Son of a Guest, Headliner, just one better, hauls off on Zakara. Around them he goes. John Owen will try and track him, then leg before, and last of all is Ballantyne's as they head inside the 600. Second quarter, 30 seconds, the half in 61. Look at these two mighty champions at it, will you? Franco Ice and Westburn Grant, there's not a breath between them. They're about 2 lengths in front. Imprimatur can find no more. Running into the picture is Zakara. Defoe's under pressure. These two are just legends, straight out legends they are. Westburn Grant and Franco Ice, it's a battle royal. A length and a half away third is Imprimatur, who's trying to lift. Then Zakara, Son of a Guest and Headliner. Coming to the home turn, Westburn Grant, can he do it for Frost? He's about a head in front. Franco Ice lifts and comes again. Westburn Grant, Franco Ice, Westburn Grant hanging on. Franco Ice is trying to get him, but he's not going to make it. Westburn Grant wins his second. Westburn Grant has won his second Pacing Cup, an unbelievable run to beat Franco Ice. Gallant in defeat, they were superior.
That was a pretty tragic time for us, and the horse wasn't right when I went back, and you know, within 4 or 5 days the horse came out and won a $300,000 race. So, you know, I mean, that race will stand in my mind for forever.
Westburn Grant then took out his second South Australia Cup on January 11th, picking up $109,000 for the victory, including a $60,000 bonus for sealing his third Grand Circuit title.
30.6 the second quarter as they race into the back 600 out, and Westburn Grant on the inside, Franco Ice on the outside, Westburn Grant a metre clear. Thorate hasn't had to come yet. Lee Morris on the inside, then Lord Greystoke. Zululu pulls out 3 wide to make his claim. Kawatha Hanover runs on. No run for Hungerbuster, then our metre boy Imprimatur off the back. Westburn Grant, he gets busy on him now. He drew 1.5 metres on Franco Ice. Thorate now comes out 3 wide. Zululu 4 wide, 5 wide, Kawatha Hanover. Then Lee Morris, Lord Greystoke. Westburn Grant got 3 metres now. Franco Ice under pressure. Thorate down the outside. Then Zululu, Kawatha Hanover. Westburn Grant kicked. Thorate running him down, but Westburn's hanging on strongly. Too good, Westburn Grant. There's the Grand Circuit champion. Westburn Grant 3 metres. Thorate second, Franco Ice third.
Westburn Grant was again having trouble with his legs. After failing in the Victoria Cup when an odds-on favourite, the Inter-Dominion Championships were next, and so far they had eluded him. But there was another question. Would his battle-scarred legs hold up? Vic Frost nursed him through the heats. Placings in 2 heats assured his place in the $400,000 grand final. Vic Frost bathed his legs in salt water for a week as he went into hiding to concentrate on preparing Spot and himself for Australia's greatest and toughest harness race, the Inter-Dominion Grand Final.
We've had a pretty rough year, like, you know, we've had some very highs and we'd had some very lows, and we were still trying to sort of come to grips with the lows, and but you know, we were able to find a nice beach in, you know, south of Melbourne, and where we trained the horse, and he stood up quite well to the heats, and eventually come out in the final, and he got the Inter-Dominion. But through the heats, he didn't go in there and win any of the heats, but he was drawing bad. He drew the second line every night, and you know, I thought his runs were quite good. He was working around the field, and you know, and that was a very strong Inter-Dominion in Melbourne, and you know, there were some damn nice horses there, and I thought if he could have sort of drawn the front in the final, he was right in there with a big chance.
place at the 1700 and the leader Westburn Grant by 2 metres, working around the outside now. Defoe, he travels up into second placing. Out 3 wide as Blossom Lady. Franco Tiger the rail. Impressionist, he has the 1 by 1 now, and 5th on the outside of Thorate. Then Level Advice on the outside of Mark Hanover. 5 metres away, Master Musician. Second last is Christopher Vance, and 5 metres away, Lord Muckley. Coming off the top turn, a lap and a quarter left to go. Lead time 1:31.3. The leader was Westburn Grant by a metre. 2 Blossom Lady. Up on the outside, Defoe now 4th. Franco Tiger the rail. Impressionist is 3 back on the outside of Thorate, followed by Mark Hanover, Level Advice, Master Musician. Christopher Vance is second last, 25 metres off the lead, and last is Lord Muckley. In the straight, 1,000 to go. First quarter, 29.2. It's Westburn Grant in front with a lap to go. At his wheel is Blossom Lady. From the rear now, Master Musician peels out 3 wide, trailed up in turn by Christopher Vance. Defoe's at a nice one on the outside of Franco Tiger the rail. Then Impressionist on the outside of Thorate. Mark Hanover locked away. Master Musician pulls 3 out, trailed up in turn by Christopher Vance. Level Advice is second last, and last and out wide as Lord Muckley. Second quarter, 31.1. Down the back of the 550. In front still Westburn Grant by 2 metres to Blossom Lady. In the centre there, needing a run, Defoe. On his outside, Master Musician 3 wide. Here is Christopher Vance now letting loose out 4 wide. Franco Tiger needs a run. Impressionist dropped out the second last. Lord Muckley out very wide, followed by Level Advice and Thorate, and Mark Hanover is last. Around the turn, 220 metres out. Third quarter, 30.1. Westburn Grant is going well in front. He's held together by 2 metres to Blossom Lady. Master Musician pulls to the outside from Christopher Vance. He goes to Westburn Grant at the 150. He's still 4 metres in front. Christopher Vance from well back is making ground. Franco Tiger getting out with the Grand Circuit champion. Westburn Grant in front. He wins the Inter-Dominion. Westburn Grant wins by 2 metres to Franco Tiger. Maybe Blossom Lady third from Christopher Vance.
What was a feeling like? You've gone past the post. Obviously, a few of the drivers would pull up, shake your hand, and then you can take a deep breath and think and look around, and there's 30,000 people at Moonee Valley. What goes through your mind?
Well, you think, I've got it at last. Yeah, I think I've had about 5 or 6 drives in Inter-Dominions, and this was the only one that I've got, so I reckon it was about my turn to get one.
And coming back to scale, Margaret ran up to you as the horse pulled into the #1 stall, and there just seemed to be a huge roar, and you probably would have noticed it yourself, the amount of people that stayed around for their presentation. I don't think there's ever been a bigger crowd, Cox Plates included.
Yeah, it was really, really touching, you know, to sort of see the crowd that sort of mingled around, and the roar from the crowd. You know, I mean, Westburn Grant, he's really a crowd's horse, really. I mean, everywhere he goes, just the public just love him, you know, and just whether it's his ability or whether he's just his, you know, tower of strength when he's in the races, he just never gives in. He just keeps fighting on till he sort of gets it, or what it is. But you know, people certainly get behind him, and they really just love him, you know.
This is a race we wanted to win for our son, and I just wish we could swap it for him, but you can't do that. So, you know, I think that Gary's with us.
To think that only 14 months before, the horse's future appeared in grave doubt. That comeback is testimony to the courage of a champion. Then to win an Inter-Dominion final and then another Australian Harness Horse of the Year title, his third. It makes you wonder how good he could have been without the burden of broken legs and back and other leg injuries. Spelled after his emphatic Inter-Dominion win, trainer Vic Frost made no secret that Westburn Grant's career was well and truly winding down. As a 7-year-old, he raced just 9 more times. By finishing second to Franco Tiger in the Australian Pacing Championship at Bankstown, he passed the $2 million barrier, only the second horse in the harness world of Australasia to achieve that mark, the other being Village Kid. Westburn Grant's final season of racing was like a farewell parade. The champion received rousing receptions wherever he paraded. Appointed an ambassador of Sydney's 2000 Olympics bid, Spot and Vic wore the Olympic logo.
Out of the back, and Westburn Grant just the leader. In Such on the outside, though, is after him. A length to Nick along Shadow. Franco Glenn getting along the rail, and then Band Magic and the Field Commander. On the turn, Westburn Grant fought on. He again got a head in front of In Such. Franco Glenn's run up in behind them from Nick along Shadow. Westburn Grant got away from In Such. Franco Glenn getting out, but the chance coming away. Westburn Grant, go Spot. He's home. Westburn Grant coming away, and we salute you, Spot. Westburn Grant has got the prize. Franco Glenn, I think, second and nose to In Such.
Westburn Grant's final farewell was to be in Brisbane for the Inter-Dominion, appropriately because he was the reigning champion. But strange as it may seem, Westburn Grant had never won a heat of the Inter-Dominion until as a 7-year-old in Brisbane.
First quarter, a neat 28, 1 lap remaining, 1,000 metres to go, and Level Advice getting things all his own way in front. He's 3/4 of a length on Westburn Grant, quite content to sit quietly in second spot. Third on the inside, Band Magic. Hilarion Star, sweet seating on the outside of In Such. Then came Anne Valad, Impressionist badly bailed away on the inside. Chokin has to give the fancy pair of Level Advice of Westburn Grant a healthy start. He's 7 lengths off. Then followed by Hilarious Gent further back, Lord Muckley, Captain Lee, and Make a Fuse last. 32.2 was the next quarter. So the first half in 60.2, past the 600, and Level Advice travelling powerfully. A length in front of Westburn Grant at his wheel. Third on the inside, Band Magic looking for a run. Hilarion Stars enjoyed a good trip. He'll have to peel shortly because here comes Chokin. Chokin zooming around them. He's still 3 lengths off the lead, but he's sprinting brilliantly below the 400 though. Level Advice should have a kick left. Only ahead in front of Westburn Grant now laying down the gauntlet. Hilarion Star pulls 3 wide, forcing Chokin 4 deep. No run for Band Magic, and then came In Such and Anne Valad. On the turn, and Westburn Grant draws level, heads Level Advice. Chokin comes out after Westburn Grant. It's Westburn Grant in front, the champion, the defender. He's a half in front, but Chokin coming in on the outside. Westburn Grant pulling out plenty. Chokin trying hard, they go to the line. I think Westburn Grant has just beaten Chokin in a ripper. Band Magic has got up to run third, and then came In Such.
Spot qualified for his 3rd Inter-Dominion Grand Final, and win, lose or draw, this was it. We would never see Westburn Grant race again. He finished 6th to the new king of the track, Jack Morris.
Around the final turn, Jack Morris a half in front of Warrior Card. Here's Blossom Lady coming 3 wide, and then Defoe followed by Christopher Vance. He has to get busy on Jack Morris. He's pulling out plenty, so is Warrior Card though, but Jack Morris draws clear. He's a world-class product, champion with a capital C, and Jack Morris takes out the Inter-Dominion. Photo for the miners, Warrior Card or Blossom Lady.
Is he a horse or a pet, or is he part of the family?
Well, he's probably part of the family, Dan, and he's probably spoiled as well. Well, I know damn well he is, but that's my own fault, I suppose. But you know, you've got to, when you're sort of working around them, you know, from a young horse, and you know, you've done practically everything with them, and you know, you've taken them interstate, and you've taken them on aeroplanes overseas, and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, I mean, you get a great, you know. A feeling for the horse, and he does for you too. Like, you know, I mean, you don't leave him. You know, you look after him every day, and you know, I mean, the horse gets to know you. He likes you the same as you love him. You know, so you know, when you say you spoil him, you know, and pretty hard not to. Like, you know, when they go and win them sort of races for you.
Westburn Grant raced 67 times for 38 wins and went off to the breeding barn with earnings of $2,074,000.